हाँ विश्वास जी.
Yes.
So you would like to share that? Where did you get that? And what's the idea behind? So there was this poster that
Oh,
he
that
shared.
right. So
Yeah.
I was just expressing my mind on that thought.
Hmm. It said that happiness is equal to um, what did it say?
I
Less number
I
of
have it.
desires. You have
Number
it?
of desires fulfilled upon total number of desires.
Happiness is equal to number of desires fulfilled upon total number of desires. Yesterday I was with some people and this exactly has come up. Somebody has quoted this. That's why yesterday my attention went into that quote.
Okay.
And we had just one line contemplation there. We moved on, but I was also wondering about it. It logically looks very true that number of desires fulfilled upon number of desires is happiness quotient. So if I've got 10 desires and 6 are fulfilled, my happiness quotient is 60%. If I've got 5 desires and 5 are fulfilled, my happiness is 100%. And so it
That's math.
argues that how lovely it would be if your desires become 0, then your happiness quotient will be infinity. So logically, it looks very, I
No,
don't
it
know,
will not become
attractive.
infinite. It will
Uh,
remain zero. It will remain
it will
zero
remain.
mathematically.
Okay, sorry.
Because the
Okay.
denominator is zero, the numerator can never be greater than zero.
Hmm. मेरी मैथ खराब हो गई है. 1/0 is infinity, na?
Well,
Or
it
0 by.
cannot become one, no? It cannot become one
ठीक है.
because the numerator will always be lesser than or equal to denominator. But in this
Okay.
case, because they are related, right? Number of desires
Hmm.
fulfilled
Oh,
upon total number. So if your total desires are zero, out of them, how many got fulfilled cannot be greater than zero.
yeah.
So you
So the
can't reach
happiness quotient
infinite.
is very high. So as
That's
desires,
math, but
that's math. The interesting part in that is the number of desires never gets to 0.
hmm.
That's one. Secondly, more desires gets fulfilled. More desires also gets
They born.
breeded. It's
Correct. They
desires
get
breed
born more
desires.
and more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It breeds more. Right.
The second part of it is, which is interesting, is, and we have been talking about it quite a lot, that the challenge is not about the desire. The desire is a motive that keeps us going. The challenge is
It's like
about what is the desire. And we have always said that the moment your desire becomes God or self realization, see, again, coming back to our worldly life, and time and again, we have discussed this. From the very beginning, we are always talking of becoming. Because what we are, as we know ourselves, is not sufficient. Right? From the childhood, बड़े होके क्या बनना चाहते हो? जैसे अभी मैं जो हूं वो पर्याप्त नहीं है. That is not sufficient. तो बड़े होके क्या बनना चाहते हो, और फिर बड़े होने के बाद जो बनते हैं उसके बाद भी और क्या बनना है और क्या बनना है, और वो चलता रहता है. That never stops. It's a never ending game. That is very clearly telling us that there is something in us which wants to expand. Until the time I do not know that expanded self, I am not at peace with myself. I don't feel okay being who I am. So there is this desire of expansion, which is where from finally Aham Brahmasmi manifests. The moment this desire is metamorphized or transformed into the desire of knowing who am I, desire of realizing, I thought I am this, but no, I really want to know who am I. The moment that happens, then something different manifests. So in our parlance, some or the other desire will always function till the time we have reached that state, or we have experienced that state wherein nirvikalpa samadhi and those things. जीवात्मा के पास तो कुछ ना कुछ कामना रहती है, तो इसीलिए कामना ईश्वर की हो जाए. And that's why we always say na that कर्म योग में it's possible that almost every, not every, but many of the activities that we engage ourselves in, we can convert it into activity which is being done for God realization, for the motive of service, and not for the motive of some result. जैसे याद है उस दिन हम बात कर रहे थे और मैंने कहा था कि कबीर कपड़ा बुनते थे और हमेशा ये कहते थे कि मेरे ग्राहक जो है वो राम है मेरे. कभी हमने ये नहीं सुना कि उन्होंने ये सोचा है कि अरे कपड़ा इतना अच्छा बुन के तैयार हुआ है, इसको मैं कितने में बेचूंगा, इससे कितना पैसा आएगा. That was never his motive. The motive was very simple. This what I am doing is for Ram, which is his Nirgun Ram, not the deity Ram that we talk of, the avatar Ram. No, not that, but the Nirgun Ram. So that was a word he gave to the Nirgun God that he had been talking of all the time. So, and every customer for him represented that Nirgun Ram, which is the Brahman. So he never did the bunai with any feeling of इस ग्राहक ने मुझे चीट कर लिया, इतनी मेहनत से बुनो फिर भी ये पैसा नहीं देना चाहते हैं. Nothing of that sort. Those were not his thoughts, and he was very happy doing whatever he was doing. That's why.
So just a few minutes back, you were talking about don't let people take undue advantage of you. And then, now about, giving, say, a service or a product and then, not expecting anything back. So there is some contradiction in both these because you don't know how do you draw that line, when, where. And if you started doing something in anticipation of reward, uh, then you should uh, chase it. If you started without the expectation of reward, then anyway it doesn't matter.
What matters is the quality of work that I produce, my involvement with that work, and that's what creates a quality in me. Now, in our corporate scenario, for example, if you talk about it, and I can understand, obviously, Kabir's Grahak were not like our corporates. So, somewhere in corporates, then you will have to draw the line because you have to understand the psychology that those people are also coming from. We do not live in a situation, in an environment wherein we can just keep treating them as Nirgun Ram and just keep doing. And whatever comes, I'm happily taking. That is very challenging. This is why it becomes very important to see what kind of work one is engaged in. But being wise, whatever work I am doing, let me at least not take the nonsense carrying within myself. So meeting होगी, हंगामे होंगे, बॉस कभी अब्यूजिव भी होगा, सुपरवाइजर कभी मुझे जो मैंने किया है, somebody else would like to take credit also. I will do everything to safeguard that because मैं गधा नहीं हूँ. We say that शिव भोले हैं, बेवकूफ नहीं हैं. So I understand, but that doesn't mean that I am an idiot. So in the world, I can be super worldly. in the world, I can be super worldly and yet untouched by it. तो जब मुझे बाजार जाना है तो मुझे पता है कि वहां मोल भाव होता है, तो मैं मोल भाव भी कर लूंगी, बट आई नॉट कैरी ऑल दैट विथ मी कि यार मैं तो मोल भाव में बहुत अच्छी हूँ, यार उसने 2 रुपए नहीं छोड़े, यार एंड आई फेल्ट डिसरिस्पेक्टेड। वो सब नॉनसेंस नहीं होगा।
So, I mean,
सो
those
व्हेन
things don't become your identity. That's
they don't
those
become
things
your
are
identity,
at the moment. They are the now, and you deal with your now, and then it's over.
then it's over. So Ajarati always used to say that spirituality is ultimate intelligence. It's not stupidity. So why? Because when you start to understand how mind plays games, you also start to understand how the other person is perceiving you, what games their minds are probably playing, and you hence are very cautious. Then you can actually choose, do I even want to work with this person? And if I'm working with that person, I know what I should expect and I know how to draw the line without fear. And I also know how to present and communicate. And I also know the role play stuff, no? So I can be part of Leela. This is my part, let me do it well. But the point is, I'll remain untouched. That's why for beginners, cleaner the environment you can create for yourself, better it is. But then when it is not possible, being conscious and aware every moment of what's happening and how am I behaving and how am I taking it all and how am I not taking it all, what's my attachment quotient, then those things matter a lot. क्योंकि हफ्ते में 5 दिन 6 दिन आप काजल की कोठरी में जा रहे हैं, तो गंदे तो होके ही आएंगे। तो कैसे आप उसके ऊपर अपने आप को मैनेवर करें कि वो काली खाप लेके नहीं आते हैं।
वो ना एक आई हैव ऑलवेज फेल्ट अ सॉर्ट ऑफ एग्जॉशन कि मेरे ये आइडियल्स हैं और वो आइडियल्स बाकी आई एम नॉट एबल टू फाइंड दैट, तो आई विल समहाउ ट्राई एंड स्ट्रगल, एंड वो अगर जो एपिसोड खत्म हो जाता है ना, तो आई फील एग्जॉस्टेड और फिर मेरे को लगता है यार इट वाज नॉट वर्थ इट। बट तो वो आई मीन,
Expectations.
हाँ
You have expectations.
करेक्ट करेक्ट कि वो लोग भी उस पे अचीव, मतलब they will be at the same ideal level that I want. Yeah.
ऐसा
Expectations
नहीं
should be
होता।
from yourself.
I was talking to one of the trainers and he was very upset because after a lot of negotiations once for months that training happened, and then those people they were saying that the training went well, but they were not very happy with the way training happened. They thought they could have achieved more from it. So the feedback did not come as good as it should have. And the trainer was upset and is talking to me. So then I said that training हो गया ना, अभी वहीं रहना है या उसके आगे आना है? Don't you know how this entire game plays? उनको बोलना है ना, they have to show that, see, we expected a lot. Where will their importance come if you will not try and convince them and tell them, no, no, we did that and we did that, and you kind of console, okay, next time I'll take care of this and that? How will their ego be happy? How will their identity be happy? But you be aware that वो game चलता वैसे ही रहता है, so it's okay. World doesn't stop there. You will get more assignments. There are many other companies. So we tend to pick this up very strongly.